Hey traders, to watch this video here for Monday, July 19th. I'm going to start off by saying I was green all 5 days last week and actually had a pretty nice day on Friday, but I didn't throw anything on the highlight page from the chat room for Thursday or Friday because we didn't have any monster ones or anything that I felt stood out, just kind of a bunch of small gainers and so on. So I just left it blank. But keep in mind when you watch the video, none of these are investment ideas. I'm a day trader. I'm 100% cash right now, like I am every night, and I will, take some intraday trades. Somebody asked me in response to a video last week. I think it was on Stock Twitch, which makes sense. Hey, if you like this stock and you think it's going higher, why wait? Why not just buy it now? And my response is always because a watch list is exactly that. It's a watch list. I think people get confused between the difference between day trading and investing. I'm not an investor. I'm a day trader. I take A+ intraday setups on stocks that the daily chart is interesting or recently in play, that sort of thing. Okay, so most of you know that, but if anyone's watching the video for the first time, you might not. So anyway, kind of an ugly day for the SPY. I kind of think last I remember the Dow might have been down like 300 points. Maybe I can figure it out here. Yeah, the Dow was down, 299. So Dow was down 300 points, NASDAQ 115, S&P about 32 points. So kind of an ugly day on Friday. A little bit of extra volume too, biggest volume day of the week last week. So I'm going to start the week like I always do with a watch list, and then we'll see if we get some A+ setups. So SGOC, which is certainly a weird stock. It had this crazy move and then started to get slapped down a little bit, but really you could argue it's kind of churning sideways. And if I show you 5-minute candles from Friday, they knocked down the gap up, as they often do when a stock kind of gets tired or out of favor after a big move, right? But the interesting thing about this one to me is that, it based all morning and then a little bit of a climb, but then in the afternoon, I feel like short said, you know what, this isn't going any lower, and maybe covered into the close. And to me, this just indicates that shorts are probably a little nervous on this one. Why? Because for no reason at all, best I can tell, it ran from $2 to almost $30 in 2 sessions. You don't want to end up on the wrong side of that, if you're shorting that any kind of move. And if you look at, say, 15-minute candles, it had this huge move, but it had, after the first down day, look what it did the next day. It went from a low of 1103, and this is in about an hour, from 1103 to 1901. Right, that's a crazy move again, and it's holding up kind of well. So anyway, keep in mind, I'm not telling you shorts are in trouble here, longs are in trouble. I'm saying if this one gives an A+ setup, I'm getting in because this thing makes really nice moves, and it really hasn't rolled over. All things considered, it's probably in about the middle of its crazy range, maybe a little bit below the middle. But anyway, all right, that's enough about that one. NEGG was on bounce watch on Friday and did have a pretty nice bounce, but closing well off its highs. But it's one of the stronger stocks on Friday, so I'm going to just throw it on the watch list again. TPST put in another lower high as far as the daily goes, but did close above its open. Topped out at exactly 21, so that might be a number to watch on Monday. And the day before that, 21.85. So if we get over 21, we also might take out that 21.85. And this one also can make decent moves at times. So that one goes on watch. YVR, massive volume on Thursday. 183 million shares. Then gaps down on Friday, so a lot of longs are stuck in it. And then we fast forward to intraday. But it really didn't roll over that well either and closed kind of strong. So you got longs in trouble on this one, and now you got some shorts in trouble on it. I don't know. If you break it down, you had the big day, and on Friday you had the quiet inside day. So it could be a third day play. All right, maybe I'm over talking some of these. This one's kind of obscure, ARL. But on Thursday, it went from from 1150 to 2038 intraday, and then on Friday, I'll show you 5-minute candles real quick. On Friday, it's doing, next to nothing after the gap down, and then all of a sudden it runs from, say, the low of this candle, about $12 to almost 15 in about 10 minutes. So this is another one, and then actually got halted here. In other words, this can move really quickly. Got halted here and then opened up higher after the halt and then kind of rolled over, but really didn't roll over. So this is just one to keep an eye on because of, again, I'm a day trader, so the massive moves this thing can make makes it very interesting if it gives an A+ setup on Monday. And then some of the old bounce plays go back on watch again. SPCE, just back on watch again, just another red day. This thing's certainly overdue for a nice bounce. If I slide this chart up here, it's my small version of the daily, that purple line, it is right at the 200 day, and it's fallen pretty darn far, pretty darn fast to get there. So one of my more interesting ones, I would say, as a potential bounce watch on Monday, sitting right at the 200 day. All right, MITQ. I don't love this one, but I mean, again, about a week ago, this thing was what, $27, and it's just off a cliff. And you could say, well, it's put in higher lows the last couple of days. To me, this also could just be construed as a little mini bear flag, and it could continue lower. So I'm not in love with it, but I'm certainly going to watch it because it's really, really beaten up. All right, so that's the extent of that one. CPOP, just another one that's just bleeding lower ever since it was $77-ish. I mean, just straight, straight down since, and now it's at 8 something. So, you could get a fairly epic bounce in this one of these days. So, it's silly not to have it on watch. AGRI, another recent IPO that had kind of a nice move the second day. But this thing, as of yet, in 6-7 days of trading, has never closed above its open, which is kind of ugly. But we'll keep an eye on that one too. It was almost 850, about 5 sessions ago, and now it's in the 3s. So again, another one possibly snapback bounce. And then I don't love this one because MRNA had this huge squeeze, but man, shorts have just been winning ever since. But anyway, you slice it, it's fallen from 18 to 8 in about 4 sessions, overdue for a bounce. So I am going to have it on a chart, but I'm certainly not in love with it. We'll add gappers to this list in the market, in the pre-market on Monday. And, it is summer trading. It's kind of dead out there. So don't over trade a dead market. Make sure you're trading A+ setups only. And I'm done babbling. I'll see you guys in the chat room.